We are going to start with the state rep races for the 49th district. The way it's going to work is that we've gone lots as far as the numbers here, and we're going to start out with an introduction by the candidates for 2 minutes. Then we're going to take questions. They'll have 1 minute to answer the questions, and we're going to rotate, and then close will be 2 minutes. And by the luck of the draw, we went 1, 2, 3, except the 2 Democratic candidates on the far end, just so I'm easily confused, and I don't want to get the chance of messing that up. So we appreciate you coming out. Once again, candidates, as we mentioned real quickly, we have the timers here. They'll hold up how much time you have left. And then we have a real tough woman right there. She'll come and drag you off if your time goes too long. So I used to have a hook, but we don't have a hook anymore, but we'll make sure. And we're going to try to be as informal as we can, but we do appreciate everybody keeping within the time limit. So with that going on, by the luck of the draw, Mr. West drew the number 1. So Mr. West, if you take 2 minutes for an introduction. And once again, as I mentioned, up is on and push down is off. So, thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters as well as the repository for hosting this event and getting education out to the voters. My name is Thomas West, and I'm running for the 49th district. I'm running and I'm asking for your vote. I would like to bring a social advocacy voice to the state of Ohio. We elect businessmen and women, insurance reps, and lawyers to the State House. And we wonder why we have such lopsided issues or legislation coming down, or one-sided. This is an opportunity for us to get balance in this district. I'm running again to bring a social advocacy voice to address the needs of this community. I've addressed these needs for 25 years as a social worker, from working with individuals from birth to death. I've worked as your city councilman. You've entrusted me with your families. You've entrusted me with your community and your city. I'm asking you to support me, my wife, my kids. We not only live, work, and play in this district, but we serve in this district. And I appreciate your support, Marjorie.
Thank you, Mr. West. I don't know about the lawyer part that you just talked about. We'll talk about that after this is over, maybe. Thank you, Mr. West. Ms. Healy Abrams, please.
Hi, I'm Joyce Healy Abrams. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. You know, as a wife, mother, volunteer, activist of the Democratic Party for many years, and a businesswoman, I feel compelled to run for public office because I haven't been happy the last 5 or 6 years with what's been going on in our city, state, and national dialogue of politics. We have some serious trends affecting voters' rights, women's rights, and workers' rights, and this is why I'm running for the seat. I grew up in Canton. I went to public city schools here, went to Capital University, and then Case Western for my master's degree. My husband always jokes I'm such an Ohio girl because I went to 3 colleges in Ohio. But I love Ohio and I love Ohio's education. I also grew up in a family who has been dedicating their lives to this community for over 40 years. And as part of the Healy legacy, I hope that I'm honored enough to be able to add, to be able to continue to serve as my family members have done so. In walking door to door in this great district, I have found the interests and concerns of the voters, and they have helped me to put together my legislative agenda. My priorities will be to work on the economic issues with job creation and job protection, because that's a big issue in the state right now. I want to also reform education from K through 12, but also help with college tuition for students that are graduating with such high debt. We also need to work on preserving and helping our neighborhoods and our infrastructure, which is huge in this Stark County. And lastly, I want to make sure that we work on voters' rights. Our voter has been diluted and our rights have been diluted, and we need to change that. We appreciate your vote this Tuesday on March 15th. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the third candidate, the Republican candidate is Mr. McMaster.
Thank you. My name is Dan McMasters. I live in Canton. We've lived there since '91. My family's all from Canton. They were born there. My Republican roots go back to Abraham Lincoln. But having said that, I have, since I moved back here in '91, I've served on the Canton Water Commission, which we just finished up a very intensive two-year study of the biggest asset that Canton has, so I understand water. I just got appointed to the Metropolitan Housing Authority Board. Housing is a huge issue. Not really much controlled by the state, but there is state interaction, so I'm well aware of those things. I'm chairman of the Massillon Rotary Foundation Board. We've given out $250,000 in the last 4 years over there. Different efforts, so I'm very familiar in the nonprofit world. I co-chaired the effort to put the Mental Health Board and the Alcohol and Drug Board together at the calling of the commissioners at the time. Very proud of that effort, and that was a lot of work. I've served 25 years on the Community Corrections Planning Board. Judge Haas put me on that board right when I moved back here. I have an intimate interest in reforming the judicial system. It's a mess, and it's being reformed in Columbus right now. It's under review, the entire revised code. I think I can be a help there by knowing what's going on. I've had a long involvement in state politics, being involved in a PAC with my company. And one of the things I'm most proud of, I'm not supposed to mention it, but I co-chaired the effort to put Stark County back in financial shape. There's a number of you in the room who worked with Bill Scheer and I on that effort. And just one little thing for your information, the insurance industry in Ohio is $7 billion, employs 120,000 people, and we're going to need 26,000 new people by the year 2020. So it's big business. Nothing wrong with having an insurance agent in Columbus.
Thank you, sir. Let me remind you, we have folks out here. If anybody has questions, please write them down on the note cards, and they'll be screened by our folks here from the league to make sure nothing's too untoward, if that's the word we're looking for. But we don't want to embarrass anybody. But we do want to have input from the folks here in the audience. Also, it's called to my attention. Richard Bago is here for Stark County Commissioner. So, Richard, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Okay.